our very active and respected instructor, Mr. Mark Gonzalez, sir, fellow classmates, co-reporters, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Our report is about modern media. The first one to report is Ms. Joan Rabiola. Thank you.
Before I tackle about the evolution of sound recording, I will first introduce what is all about modern media. This book is all about modern media. Examples of media that have emerged in the last 200 years or so, a time of accelerating of technological innovation. In the 19th century, technical processes made it possible to blanket the world in front, an age-old fact of reality become a new form of mass entertainment. More recently, entirely new media of photography, sound recording, and broadcasting. To name two examples, have been invented and become widespread. Picture, word, music, each was a different medium. The plural of medium is media. From the earliest days of modern civilization, there was always more than one way to communicate. We are instinctive pluralists. This changed with the advent of the gramophone and printed phonograph in American English, which was patented by Emil Berliner in 1887. Actually, gramophone printing moves of the flat side of desk rather than the outside of a cylinder. Instead of recording by varying the depth of the groove as with the phonograph, the variation of the recording stylus width was across the width of the track. The depth of the groove remained constant. In other words, this audio disc called gramophone records by Berliner. Thomas Edison, as inventor, was interested in many different directions. Edison's goals was to produce a device that would serve a business function, an extension machine that allow an executive to record a message. A secretary would transcribe letters. So before there were CD players and tape discs, there was the phonograph. However, when we say phonograph, it is a device silently covered with an expressionable materials such as tinfoil leads or on which stylus etched leaves. On August 12, 1877 is the date popularly given for Thomas Edison's completion of the model for the first phonograph.
Notion of sound recording. Triple boosts there is a fall of rock and roll. Regalia Elvis Presley performed in a $5,000 Winsuit 1973 widely considered founding father of rock and roll. Presley was also one of its tragic constellations. While a number of pieces sell music for information to the creation of rock and roll work, songwrites, shouts,
spirituals,
the condition is supposed
civil,
item that draw on all of them. The blues of rock. Social communication factor was also important. The mass migration of African Americans from the south to north cities which began to
action.
the evolution of sound recording emerging genre of music video to showcase his prodigious performing talents. According to Michael Jackson, there are two seemingly paradoxical truisms in the history of rock and roll in United States. The first one is rock is decisively black musical idiom, as all American culture is bought with the blues as its cornerstone. The second one is popular imagination. Rock is a white as reflected in generational icons such as Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and Bruce. We all know that Michael Jackson is an international artist. Michael Jackson is not just a rock musician, but he was an outstandingly versatile man. He was a songwriter, singer, and a dancer. When he was at his landmark album called Thriller, the result is one of the truly great rock songs of all time, and that is called The Beat It. When Thriller was released in the fall of 1982, Jackson was only 24 years old. But he had already enjoyed a career of distinction. Born into a highly musical family in Gary, Indiana in the year 1958. Let's move on to Taylor Swift. Speak Now, the gently assertive voice of Taylor Swift. Swift carved Taylor Swift performing at the Country Music Association Music Festival in Nashville, June 13, 2010. Though she first emerged as a country artist, Swift proved herself a master of a series of pop genre, among them rock and roll. Taylor Swift is a pop singer, Leslie Gore asserted in her 1963 first single, It's My Party, followed later that year with its sequel, Judy's Turn to Cry. Janis Ian, Debbie Gibson, Alanis Morissette, Avril Lavigne given voice to the hopes and fears of adolescent females in pop music. Taylor Swift was selling over 1 million copies in the first week of its release in October of 2010 and 4 million copies by year's end. In 5 years, the following release of her first album, she sold over 20 million records, a time when record sales have dropped sharply after the global recession, and that is Guinness Book of World Records for scoring 11 consecutive singles on the Billboard Pop charts. Taylor Swift followed Speak Now in the fall of 2012 with Red, another successful album. It too sold over 1 million copies in the first week. Pop music with book-laden songs like We Are Never Ever Getting Together. Her fate will be closer to Joni Mitchell, the singer-songwriter. She expressed an interest in portraying in a forthcoming movie. Wading the Web, calculated order inventors J. Presper Eckert and J.D.W. Motley worked on the electronic numerical integrator and computer in January 1946. Though we can't know how the past will be seen in the future, it's hard to believe that the period between the late 19th and late 20th centuries will not likely be viewed as a crucible, perhaps the crucible, in the formation of the modern media. In some crucial respects, the pattern I'm describing here holds for the emergence of the most recent and most powerful media innovation in American history.
Social media. The social media network was part of a broad internet transformation in the early 21st century, the Web 2.0. One of those collections is Facebook. Facebook is a social media. The social media network was part of a broad set of internet transformations in the early 21st century, collectively, which is Web 2.0. One of those Web 2.0 is Facebook. Facebook is part of the social networking sites wherein you can put your email and your profile. Such an imbalance of power has been quite a significant in the internet rather. To be sure, power for people and institutions has disproportionate influence. Once the web browser became commonplace in the middle 1990s, the bulletin board concept was a whole new layer. Facebook and Google transformed to YouTube as part of social media. Not only Google and YouTube but only MySpace had tens of millions of users, and its potential profitability was diminished fast. In Web 2.0, you can search whatever you want. Facebook, Twitter, Multiply, YouTube, and whatsoever. Facebook Alliance origins of Slick's designs gave the site a sensitive cage in the start. Zuckerberg reinforces by adjuring the catch-the-same approach. Social networking, a more expensive kind, emerged in 2005. So, last 2005, the Facebook Wikipedia, the pre-encyclopedia. If we have an encyclopedia that comes from book, when it comes to social media, we also have encyclopedia, but in the name of Wikipedia. In age of Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram, appearing on encyclopedia may not be the first thing that comes to mind. Instead, in Wikipedia, you can search whatever you want. The questions that you want to answer, it can be found in Wikipedia. Encyclopedia publishes the first date in the 20th century, particularly in the United States. Word books staples in the century, middle-class homes. Encarta is part of an encyclopedia, but Encarta is in Web 2.0. Wikipedia was a valuable resource in the writing of this book. My policy in drafting is to fact, check, and research a basic site with at least one outside source. To end. Chat below, thank you.
Yes, kami na!